Just before lunch, we had someone ask if possibly going to do a 78% retracement, just like we did on the leg up. So just to put this back up there for perspective. So we had this move up from 10 until 11. And then we saw a big push down on one 5-minute candle down to 78%. Looks like it may have missed it by a tick or two, but down 78% was the retracement. Then someone asked if, as price was building back up, if we would get a 78% retracement of its leg down. And it looks like precisely that's what happened. Traded back up to 78%, consolidated a bit, and now dropped a bit at the end of lunch here, right at the start of 1300. So, so we'll see how we trade this afternoon. But remember, there's no high impact news today, and have had a couple decent swings there of some good price movement. Not a lot of expansion if you just look at it from everything reopened yesterday at 1800. Just see we were essentially here at around 648. Immediately dropped lower, hit the fair value gap, spent all the way until this morning building back up. Opening bell came 9:30, dropped back into fair value gap once again. 10 o'clock came around, traded above this 5-minute breaker and above the range that we had created from the open yesterday. And then from there, price is now falling back into that same range that it's been in. So if you look at the daily candle, you won't see a lot of progress, but if you've been following it, there were some good opportunities so far this morning in the morning session. I see, Queen. I see what you're saying. Yep, gave about 150 handle move from here. It retreats back down, gave 150 handles back to the upside. And let's look and see. Let's measure out this leg. All right, so we made it down 83.5, not quite 88.6. So it gets 83.5. And we saw rejection from there. We're gonna pull this breaker out. Not seeing a lot of reason to hold on to it. Mainly because it's failed twice. It failed to hold price 2 times. This one broke through, it came back, reclaimed it, consolidated a bit, tapping into it for about an hour, only to fall below once again. If it trades higher, then I believe that it more likely would hold this time. It wouldn't fail 3 times in a row, but either way, I'm gonna pull it out. Let's go ahead and get our macro measurements of markers set up for the back half of the hour. So we have a lunchtime range with the 8:30 and midnight open sitting inside. All right, let's see. So we have, all right, those are come on. Ain't tech bullish now. Just looking at the exact area. You don't see it right. Tech bullish now. Yeah, tech could be bullish. Let's look on a higher time frame and see where we are. Just check the hourly. Let's see. So on the hourly, tech will become bullish on the 632. Get a closure above on the hourly, and we did. Yep. So it is showing a market structure shift from like Friday morning, and it's just still kind of playing in that area because it shifted at 632. We're still sort of there, and then that's on the hourly time frame. So it's not that it's not bullish, but again, without the high impact news driver, there's no reason for price to drive much higher and expand. And so most likely would be. Rather interesting that right in this area, we keep getting fair value gaps here on the 15. We had a bullish fair value gap there. Then on the move down, it created a bearish fair value gap here. On the move back up, it created another bullish one. And then it was right through creating another bearish one here. So it's this area right here continues to have impulsive behavior, whether it's to the upside or downside. Yep. No problem, Queen. I will catch you later. Thank you so much for dropping by. I know you already reached your target and your goal this morning. See if we can get a few more people to reach their goal for the day. Yeah, this area I talked about where there's continues to be fair value gaps created on 15-minute here, the bullish and the bearish, then the bullish, then the bearish. We'll see if this one creates another bullish one. But what I'm just now putting into context is that that's happening between the midnight and the 30 open. So some days these levels are not really pertinent to what we're looking at. I always mark them up just in case. But today so far it looks like if we just take a look from about 8:15 this morning. Once the 8:30 was created, price is pretty much only traded between the 8:30 and midnight. And a handful of candles that traded above and below, but immediately want to return to that level. Very similar to what we saw last week, where the new week opening gap continuously traded back to, price just didn't want to leave the area for too long. Seems like today that 8:30 midnight open is the range. Let's just take a look at the higher time frame. Take a look at a few things. So I'm gonna start here on the weekly. We'll just look and see what's available to us and has happened so far. The first thing to pay attention to is on weekly here, we have a bearish fair value gap. Okay. So this morning we've already traded into it. Consequent encroachment of that fair value gap is at 781. Let's look at what's our high from this morning. 765. So we got super close to consequent encroachment here, but we already see the price is starting to reject that area. Now we're not too far away where it can't trade back up there, but we've already traded about 45% of this fair value gap here on the weekly time frame. All right. So that's the first thing to note. We now drop to the daily. You can see that on the move down, so on the move down, we created a swing low where we traded a little bit higher, traded lower, created another swing low with a proper pullback. And then last week, this is looks like this is Monday. So we had a big push down on Monday and then pretty much traded in the range for the rest of the week. But we did have a swing low right here that when price traded lower, closed below. The next day, this was a Friday and this was a Monday. So of course we had that big new week opening gap and price on Monday traded much lower. Finally got that retrace and balance of price. Just this morning, we finally traded back to that level of 725 flat. So we did hit that as well. So we trade into a bearish fair value gap on a weekly, and on the daily, we finally have bounced out a swing low that we traded below and closed below last week. So on those two time frames, it's not surprising that we did see bullish momentum, and it's also not surprising that we see a rejection from those two levels to a possible continuation of the move down. Right. Now, as we get to the 4-hour, so the 4-hour has that same level that needed to be traded back to its what level is this? Yep, 725, so it's the same. We're also inside of, looks like, I think this is a 1-hour. Nope, it is not. This must be a 5-minute. Anyway, on the higher time frames, we can see that price needed to trade higher in order to go lower. So now we're going to check and see if it does indeed want to go lower now that it's hit those key levels. And that's what we'll spend this afternoon looking at, whether price wants to go lower from those levels or if it's going to push back up and retest those key liquidity points. So I'm gonna put it back on a 15-minute, and I will watch it for a little bit longer. Focus on gold. All right, pray. Okay, Dorsey, for today, I'm not really anything because it's the first day of the week. So when I look at a weekly profile, I have sort of an idea of where I think price is going to go. But Monday, it could it could go the opposite direction of where I thought price was going. So I let Monday kind of just do its thing and don't expect too much from it. I'm more or less looking at the dollar. I'm expecting the dollar to go lower, but in doing so, I see a level above as well, and so I'm expecting it to go higher first. It has not really done that this morning, so it could still do that on Tuesday and still follow the same weekly profile with Monday just being a ranging day. So I'm not trying to put too much pressure on what I think Monday is going to do. I'm just following price as it goes and looking for short-term targets to reach where I'm going. But that's it. I'm not looking for huge 2, 3, 400 point runs. Yep, you're right, Luke. Narrow in range. It is precisely doing that, right? This kind of situation. All right, it's now 1:30 and those levels survive. So this is, in fact, the lunch low at 596 and the lunch high at 731. Go the weekly. Okay, so this, yeah, get that out of the screen. It's too large. 800 down to 666 or 674. Yeah, it's a 200 point. Yeah, I pray and trade. I'm with you see price just kind of folding in on itself. I'm really not looking for anything in this area here. Now we do still have this bearish fair value gap here from the 2nd of August. It's on a 5-minute time frame, so it's still here. We just traded up to consequent encroachment of that before rejecting down before the close of the candle, starting that next candle. So it's still pushing up against bearish pressure. So I would lean more towards price going lower. At the moment, like I said, since price is declining here, I need for it to show me something else before I look to engage the market. There were already several trades from this morning, either the long here, we got short down, and even another long up here that people were able to catch this morning. So I'm not looking to continue to look for more entries inside of a range of a previous entry. Right? This is probably area more conducive for scalpers, and I'm not looking for any scalping entries. Yep. Now, as far as the opening range, we typically have found that whichever the opening range that is taken first in the morning after 10:30 and closed above the 5 minute, we have found that to be pretty safe as far as choosing a direction of trading for the remainder of the day, or as far as grabbing the opposite and believing that to be um, a safe area, where a protected area where price shouldn't trade through it. So in that, with that being said, we would expect for the opening range low to not be traded through. Um, but we have seen times where it does do that. So I'm not, even though I'm bearish, I'm leaving the possibility of price trading below this opening range low, especially since we've already seen it trade higher, and we now see sort of consolidation with but the lows have been protected. So again, it's just so much happening now where nothing has been really confirmed, and so I'm not looking to engage the market at this moment. But we do have in about 15 minutes we'll have another macro period, and that may be a good opportunity to jump back in, or at least look for price structure. So far, the lows have been protected. We have a swing low here. We have a swing low right here as well. And then we have this swing low, which is the lunch low. So let's look and see which lunch area is taken first, whether the high is pulled or the low is pulled. Let me put a fib and just see where we are as well. All right, so we're right at the equilibrium point here. So yeah, price still doesn't want to show its hand yet. Mhm. Just so everyone aware, at the current moment here, this 5 minute we're looking at, market structure is bearish until we are able to break above 763. That is what would flip it back bullish. It's 12. Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if during the next macro, if we test one of the lunch lows or highs, one of the extremes. We're obviously closer to the lunch low at this moment. So we'll see once we get to 150 if we start pushing even lower towards 596, or if we just come touch on half of this wick right here and then go back to the upside. Still about another 5 minutes before we get to the macro. Mhm. See if those get taken. And we got another minute before the macro, and then we'll see if the lunch low or price will start racing towards the lunch high. I laughed. I took a short scalp with you. 636 down to 616. All right, we're in the macro now. Let's see if we can touch on this lunchtime low, or if we're going to get a couple ticks away and then turn the other way. Lunch low, swept. The 65 ticks. Nice. That's awesome. Oh, so far, yeah, I just took even though I know I said I wasn't looking for a scalp, I somehow persuaded myself to join in one and took a 20-pointer. We've now swept liquidity to the downside, so we could see price move back up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ray, I'm trying not to be too demanding today as far as which direction the market's moving, because I've too many times when I thought the market should move a certain direction on Monday in order to satisfy my weekly bias. I've seen it go the same direction as my weekly bias on Monday, with the other direction on Tuesday, and then continue on, Wednesday, Thursday in the direction I thought it was going to go. So um, Monday can really be anything. Tuesday could really be sort of the start of the week as far as the candle is concerned. So I'm not trying to put too much pressure on today. Or sees that a bullish breaker at 9:55. It it can be probably not on the 5 minute just because of the way the structure is looking. But you maybe want to move down to the 1 minute and look at it there. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. And it's exactly what we had on. Somebody asked this morning. Was it not you, Kay Dorsey? Anyway, I have it marked up from someone who asked me about it, and so I drew it there, and it ended up being, quite a move because they asked for it on the 5 minute, and I was like, let's. Oh no, I think they did ask for it on the one. I said no, let's check the 30-second and the 15-second, and that's where we found this. But you said at 9:55, so now you're talking about here because it broke that low, created a new low, and then took off. So in that case, what you want to do is probably take these two candles, 53 and 54, which I guess on a 5 minute is 9:55. These two. Let's see, actually, let's go to that high there. And we got a trade back in there at 11:25. And let's see, did we get it? All right, so that's 585 and 3/4. This low at 1352 is 586. And this is 585 and 3/4. So it came within one tick of getting back in there just a few minutes ago. And this is on the 1 minute, taking candles from 9:53, 9:54, and 9:55. Those three. Oh, that was UK Dorsey. Okay. Yep. So now we've identified two separate ones. We had the first one, which was not invalidated, but if you had taken that entry, you would have probably got stopped out. But then on this second one, if you'd have taken the 9:53, 54, 55 candle here on the 1 minute, you would not have gotten stopped out. In fact, you would have had to get in right at the top of the breaker when it retraced back down at 10:06. If you missed that one, you would have had to get in when it retraced back down at 11:24, 25, 26. And that one, the most likely would not have stopped you out because it only retraced about 8 or 9 handles. So, nope, your sight and noticing these things is definitely getting better. So keep up the good work. All right, so during this macro period, we saw the trade below the lunch low. So the lunch low is the target there, and it has been traded below. Okay, so you see a 2 minute city, right? So you're trying to trade above here. No worries. Yep, so we get above there, then you get a trade back down, a bounce, and then take it higher. So you'd be looking at an entry around 628. Let's see if we get a closure above first. All right, no inversion on this candle. Right, let's give it another minute for this candle to close and see where we land. No problem, Kay Dorsey. Appreciate you. Thanks for letting me know. Hopefully continue doing what I'm doing, and hopefully it helps out some others. But you've been doing the work. It's obvious, and I'm happy to see the progress. There's that closure there on the 2 minute. Let's see now if we get the inversion. This was a trade idea from Jonathan. Looking to long from here. Let's see, where might price go if it starts trading higher? So it's a 1-2 trade. Let's see if it works out. The price may still be bearish. Either my stop was too tight or price is still bearish. Either way. All right, on this time frame, we can see the last several lows have been protected. And I think Queen said it best when just looking at price action from this morning. It's that they traded from breaker to breaker. So we have this bullish breaker down here around the 550 level, and we had a larger bearish breaker above. It's just pretty much traded back and forth between the two levels. Yeah, Johnson, it could be that it was just more of a timing thing. Let's see if this next candle pushes above that level. And then we see it just come right out of that, of what would have been your inversion. Right? I think we were on the 2 minute. Yeah, so it's here. All right, if you can get a closure here, you basically get that inversion reclaimed again, and then you might see it trade out of here. It has a chance, got about 5 seconds to see if it can get above and close. Nope, unable to close above. There here. Okay. There's a closure above. Let's see if that is enough to reclaim that area as a inversion fair value gap, and if we see higher prices from here. Breaker. It did twice the last two candles. Subs chart. Welcome. Jonathan, I don't generally trade inversions. But if I did, no, I would just wait for it to close above if it was a bullish inversion, and then wait for the retest to come back down, similar to what I would do on a breaker block. Yep. Oh, shark, nice. Good job this morning. Still doesn't want to use that inversion. Just trade it back into the breaker here. But yeah, Queen, I'm starting to feel very similar to the way you feel as far as the way price is moving. I just had a short scalp here that I thought I was going to get. I got in when it traded back up. I got in right at consequent encroachment at 622. Tried to get out at 642 and 3/4, and it came to 642 and a quarter, I think. 643 and a quarter. I tried to get out at 643 and 2/4 or 3/4. So I was 2 ticks away, and then it came back and hit me at slightly above break even, but kind of is what it is. Yeah, we're almost at 2:30 here, so we're on about halfway through the afternoon session, right? And if we just hit the harp on this, I'm gonna go back to the daily again, and we can just see how the price has kind of moved recently, and then we can see that today's candle is rather a little lackluster when it comes to the range. All right, we're looking at high of 765 and a low 515. So barely 250 points there for the entire day. Whereas, we look at, for instance, last Monday, right? We had a high of 390 and a low of 351. So you had 1,000 points. Whereas today we only have 250. And price just continues, whether it moves lower, it comes back to the center. If it moves higher, it comes back down to the center. So we may have exhausted what Monday wants to do. And it may just continue to go back and forth. So it's not like you can't win any trades, but you want to, if you're not a scalper, you want to be somewhere close to scalping. You don't want to be looking for 150 point moves this afternoon because you may not get it. Not saying you won't, but I'm just saying that based on what I've seen so far, it looks unlikely. So just keep your targets close and aim for somewhere in 20 to 50 handles. Right, Jay? Close the daily low 622. Okay. All right, right. So basically right where we are now, we close below this area. Yeah, everyone said that, Johan. Everyone has mentioned that from this morning. I don't know, maybe I was a little too excited this weekend and got my voice a little more raspier than usual. Nope, same mic, no changes in settings for OBS, nothing. Nothing has changed. So maybe I'm getting back to normal. Maybe that's what it is because I've been heavily congested for the better part of a month when I came back from being on vacation. So far this afternoon, we had a liquidity run of the lunchtime low that happened around 150. And since then, we've just kind of sat in this range of between 610 and 635. Yeah, I heard about that, Queen. My wife keeps trying to encourage me to do that, but so far I've kind of given it a stiff arm. But maybe one day I'll get the courage to do it. Yeah, we can see some good movement down. Break 600. Okay. All right. We still have this 5 minute fair value gap that it's sitting inside of. I actually might give it a shot. I do have a little bit of extra time now. Oh, Pray and Trade is to do voiceovers. Let's see, 5 minutes for everybody. Yeah, don't give it back, Pray and Trade. Hang on to it. Get ready for tomorrow when we have high impact news at 8:30. Oh, you're in at 18,600. All right, Brian. Killing it. What target are you looking for, Brian? Yeah, I'm in long on a scalp from 627. We'll see if I'm able to get up to 648. Two, another 7 or 8 minutes before we get to the macro. E, move my stop to break even, and now I'm out. Yeah. No, not just because of the 5 minute fair value gap. Not at all. But mainly because of liquidity that was swept after lunch, and then how you see the candle bodies holding. So it's not necessarily just because there's a fair value gap here, but you can see the candle bodies holding lows. T650. All right. See if we can break this trend line so we can get up to 650 for Ryan. See where we are again on the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock range. I know we traded down to 78% earlier. All right, so we've hit 70 again, and now we're in between 50 and 62%. Yeah, so we are in discount. All right, pray and trade. Catch you next time. Oh, next week. All right. Have a good week. Catch you next time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move this down. We're getting close to macro. All right, we've basically not made any progress since the last macro. here. Yeah. So it happens on a Monday afternoon, especially without any news. It's similar to what we got on Friday afternoon. It's just uh, not a lot of volume remaining and not a lot of price action. Range is quite small. So good. This is to be expected. So I think what we'll do is we'll cut the session here when we get to the end of the macros. We'll go until 3:10, and then we'll break, give everyone the rest of their afternoon back, allow you to preserve some mental capital, and we'll come back tomorrow morning and do this again. Oh, 30 likes. Got a good amount of likes today. Thanks everyone. I appreciate it. For all new people or anyone who is just spectating and watching what's going on here, the most value comes from the questions you're able to ask and the answers you get in response. So just make sure you're making the most out of the session. Ask as many questions as you have to further your understanding of price action or what may be coming up, and make sure that you're in the best position to not only take trades but profit from them. I'm sure you'll see, if you hang around long enough, you'll see many people who have been around for weeks or for months joining the live sessions here, and they'll tell you how valuable the chat is to them. So make sure you're getting the most from it. And you can only do that as a subscriber. So make sure you're subscribed. needs trend line. We've broken the trend line now. It did, and and yes, Queen, I got back in. Even though I got stopped out at break even, I got back in, and I did just take it back up there. Uh, all right, we'll catch you tomorrow morning. All right, Ryan, you're out. Excellent. Just got you out of there, Brian. Just barely. But yeah, Jonathan, you can see how congested and crowded this area here is. So there still was a trade to win, but it was not an easy trade. For every point it gave you, it came and took it back immediately, and you just had to wait and wait and wait. Yep. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about, Jonathan. It's almost not worth it. And then look here, it delivered up to 650, and then it's already back down to 630, which is exactly where price started 10 minutes ago. Hefe 648, just because I got in at 627 and I was looking for 20 handles. That's why. No other reason. Because when I originally got in, I feel like it was one of these two candles over here around 210, 215. And I looked at this candle that went up to 643. And so I was just like, all right, well, I'm looking for 20 handles. And so 648 just kind of rounded it out. I think it was a little bit more. And I think it was either 21 handles or 20 handles and 3/4, something like that. But yeah, it was close to 20 handles, which is what I was looking for. And even then, 20 handles took 40 minutes to grab. All right, 6 more minutes, and then we'll conclude our afternoon session. $622. I put that there when Ray mentioned he's looking for A closure below six. Well, if there's closure below 622, then he's looking for tomorrow for price to push to the downside. Looking for some targets there, so I just marked that there just to keep that fresh in my mind. Nice little push to conclude the macro. We got 1 minute remaining here. Yeah. Sounds like the best plan, Vivian. Definitely just keep scalping for quick profits. Don't look for anything sustained. Not until we get some high impact news, which is not until tomorrow morning, 8:30. And it concludes the macro. See how price is traded right back into the same range that we've been in. So still nothing has really changed from the time we started the afternoon session, really. We had a big run up in 30 minutes. The next 30 minutes pushed us lower. And then we've had this for about hour and 20, something similar to that. So yeah, that'll do it. There's another hour or so in trading where there might be some decent volume, and who knows, maybe there's going to be a good move here, but I'm not going to hang around to wait for it. It's been good having you guys here this afternoon. I appreciate you, and hope to see you again in another session. We're back at it tomorrow morning at 9:15. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. If you haven't hit the like button, I really appreciate it if you do that as well. Have a good day, everyone. I'll see you next time. Take care.